boy, do I got a lot of stuff to catch you guys up on. Over the last 4 days, we've been out here in Calgary, Alberta at Tyro Coatings. So a friend of ours, Mark, that lives in a van, you guys may have met Mark before. He's the gentleman that sprayed Jeffy's van for him and touched up all those little gray spots. Well, Mark heard that I was coming out here to Calgary and messaged me and said, Chrome, I got a space, let's get that van painted. So here we are. Let's back this video up a little bit and catch you guys up to where I am right here today. Hey, excuse me, hey man, you got the goods? You got the stuff? Okay.
This is what a good product is, man. This is what a good product is. Change I think it's
That'll work, my friend. That'll
7
work.
or 8 with no screws. I got all your clips for the.
Oh, nice. Yeah, man, that'll work. Let's clean that up a bit.
Yeah.
Man, hooked up. So got a seatbelt. I see these vans had rust on it too.
A little bit, yeah, at the bottom.
Yeah. Seatbelt.
Oh, this one.
22 bucks. Isn't that sad that we don't know who's on our bills? Like, who's that?
Yeah, who's that dude?
Who is that? I don't know who that is. Does this make me not Canadian because I don't know who that is?
They should just put Cruise on there.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So here's my last trim piece. The reason why we got a new one is because it's cracked along here. And got this one, brand spanking new, 85 bucks. All we need to do is drop the lock in there, and the lock goes in there with that little, just that little thing that just locks it in.
Yeah.
We're back at the shop out here. Cruisy's favorite place to be. Come on, buddy. He's not happy. He doesn't like all the noise and stuff going on here. Come on, buddy. Come on. Let's go. Come see what's over here, buddy. Come see. We sent Junior out for a Tim Hortons run, El Canadian style, and that is one big box of Timbits, my friend. All right, what's going on here? Those are the worst ones.
Chocolate's the best.
No, they're not. This is so gross. I pulled the top of my doghouse off, and I've never done that before. And it has got so much hair, all the coffee and stuff that's ever been spilled down there from prior to me and me. It's so disgusting. So yeah, I pulled this thing off because we got a new one. Hopefully I'll be able to use it. This one's my old console. It had a huge chip in here, but I took everything out of here. I took it all out. Believe it or not, what was in that is all of this stuff. Look at it all. Well, except for that. That was not in it. All this is unnecessary. Like my cologne collection. This one's empty. That was in there. Cruz's poo bags, obviously, which is lots of them. I hear you, buddy. We're just trying to make this a better place in the front of my van with less ruckus. Hey, Cruzy, what do you say? We're gonna need poo bags. These have to stay. Mr. Mark has been over here hard at work, masking like a flippin' madman over here. All of this stuff, look, like every corner is all covered in everything from plastic to paper. The underside's all taped up. All that's done so he can run some primer and top coat along here. Even along the back door here is getting sprayed. This whole lip, all up underneath here is all getting sprayed as well too. So he's got these all masked off. We're not worried about overspray on these things because that's where my cover's going. I'm also going to be painting all this stuff with PR15 and white. Whenever that shipment comes in, it should be in pretty soon. I'm not too concerned about it. Like, I could go overboard and grind the whole door down. I am not going that far.
Having access to the shop has been a blessing. It's allowed me to do some projects that have been on my mind a lot. That little crack in the center console, I kept staring at it, and I always told myself if I just stopped looking at it, it wouldn't be there. But it was always a bit of an eyesore.
It's the simple things, man. gonna bug me.
We've had access to the shop here at Tyro Coatings after hours because Mark the paint guy works here when he's not on the road in his van. Go follow Mark the paint guy on YouTube, even though he doesn't have any videos yet. Maybe some subscribers might give him that boost to start posting. But we've had access to the shop here, and it has been so amazing to have a space that kind of felt like your own to do all the little projects that I've always wanted to do and paint my van at the same time. It was so good. But all the time we spent here, the owner of the shop came by a few times and was like, hey man, you guys are doing an amazing job on that thing. I really want to spray our protective skin on the outside. I couldn't imagine this van leaving without it. And it got me thinking.
Little Mr. Cruzy Bear, the big movie star of the show here, is having himself quite the nap. Hey buddy, so cute. Removing the rattle can paint off my van has been a lot bigger of a project than I expected. Rattle can your paint job if that's all you can afford, if you know you're never going to do a big paint job ever. Because I never thought I was going to do this. I never thought I was going to have the people around me in my life like Mark, who has access to a paint booth and able to do this for me at a very reasonable price. I thought for sure I was going to be broke for the rest of my life and never be able to afford anything more than a rattle can. Because that's what happened the last time I painted it with spray cans, was I was broke and I just wanted to make things look a little pretty for the meantime. And things have changed a little bit, now, I'm in a situation where I've got friends around that have access to these things, friends around that are capable of doing these things for me. And I'm in a bit of a different position than I was a few years ago when I bought rattle cans.
All night long, all I kept hearing was the offer of putting protective skin on the outside of my van, and I couldn't stop thinking about it. Then when I got to the shop the next day, I seen this.
Ooh, look at the texture on this thing. Damn. Oh my gosh. I want to spray this stuff on my van. Should we do it? What do you say, guys? Should we do it? Wow. This would handle all the backcountry abuse I could throw at it. Uh-oh. Oh no. What are we doing?
Sitting down and having that conversation about putting a hot sprayed polyurethane protection on the outside of my van was pretty wild. Just to think of the protective skin that's going to be around all the rust repair that we just finished doing, giving me a little bit more longevity on my paint surface than I would have if I would have done just a traditional paint. And it's also going to withstand the abuse that I throw at it when my van is in the backcountry out on the trail, kind of giving this thing like an armored protective skin. The answer was pretty easy.
What's up, you guys? So we are at Tyro Coatings in Calgary, Alberta. Junior, you can walk by, buddy. It's all good. You got the paintbrushes? Heck yeah, dude. Junior there just went, and let's get some light in this situation here. Junior went out and picked us up some paintbrushes because while we're sitting here and we have a few more days of downtime before we spray the coating on my van, if you missed, oh my gosh, have I told you yet? Oh, I don't think I told you yet. We're spraying my van with a polyurethane textured coating where you can just huck things at my van, like tree branches can drag down it and it ain't gonna hurt it whatsoever, and I'm stoked about that. So if you missed the end of that video, it's at the end of yesterday's video. Go back and look at that little clip of the truck. Ooh, guys, I'm so excited. So anyway, while we got some time here, me and Junior are gonna get underneath the van and POR 15 everything. So if you don't know what POR 15 is, that's that rust preventative paint. You paint it right on bare metal, it bites a sulfate to it, and it's gonna keep the rust at bay for hopefully a little bit longer. So anyway, now that we made a bit of a mess, we gotta get to work. for lights up front, for me, I have this giant thing that's plugged into the wall, which will light up everything I need so I can get some painting done. And I got Junior set up over here using the trusty Jackery battery and a couple of the little lights that I use for filming around the van, because it is a little dark underneath there. But yeah, man, these little Jackeries, just awesome for little things like that. There you go, buddy.
I gotta pay for this project somehow, so today's video is sponsored by our dear friends over at Jackery Portable Power Products. Thank you guys for making me paying this bill just a little easier. What? You guys can't hate on me, that's how us YouTubers pay the bills. We've been going to town on the underside of this thing with POR 15, just a little bit of rust protection and to make things look pretty. I could have prepped it a little bit better, but you know what? I found this stuff just sticks to anything.
Painting the bottom down here with this POR 15 stuff is way better than using a can of black spray paint like I did before. And I think a lot of people do that. I know a lot of people that do that anyway. They get underneath here and they just band-aid it up appearance wise with the rattle can, and then off they go. The POR 15 stuff here at least gives this thing a layer of rust-proof protection. There's dirt falling off. And I should have done this stuff a long time ago. I really wish I had somebody tell me about this stuff. I'm pretty sure if I would have read the comments, I would have known a long time ago. Seriously guys, having this thing around the van has been useful in many, many ways, more than just powering what I need for actual van life itself. Like today, you seen me use this thing. Sorry, Crazy, I didn't want to get into some of your camera time. We use this thing out here just to power some lights, because when you're in scenarios like this and you don't have the means of plugging in and or enough lights to go around on a project like this, you get innovative. You start using USB lights on a portable power source like this Jackery. I'll leave the links to the Jackeries and stuff down below, but these things pack lithium power inside. It's got a 300 watt inverter inside of here. You push that button, you plug in your laptop or whatever you need up to 300 watts and you're good to go. This one here, you turn that on. That's how we powered the lights today. When you want to shut the lights off, you simply push that button and it shuts off. If you are running USB lights inside of your van and your lights are on and you want to shut your lights off at the end of the night, you push the button. Simple as that. This battery has been rocking with me for 3.5 years now. And as you can tell, I am not easy on this thing. It is banged up, sorry Crazy, and abused and has withstood, it's got a few shaky things going on, everything I've thrown at it. Highly suggested. Thank you Jackery for sponsoring today's video. Hey Crazy, my little teddy bear. Hey Crazy, look, you're famous. I'm wearing your shirt, buddy. He has no cares in the world. Cruzy's not so impressed about being here in the shop. It's about lunchtime here and the boys have taken off to do some errands and running around, so we're in the shop here right now making ourselves a little bit of food. Nothing really fancy because I don't have a lot of food in my van right now. Knowing that we were going to do this project, I made sure that I swallowed everything in here that would have gone bad because I didn't know how long I was going to be away from my van. So we're just sitting here making ourselves some cinnamon raisin toast. You have a big day. You have a big day. I went to Costco the other day and this was like one of the last things on my Costco list was Raisin Bran. And when you're at Costco and you buy Raisin Bran, you gotta buy 2 loaves at once. So this one's just about done and we have another whole entire one in a drawer. So I've been trying to at least have 2 pieces of raisin bread every day until this stuff's gone. Can you move over maybe? Can you move over so Daddy can come up there and we'll watch a movie? Hey, we'll watch a movie while the boys are gone. Yeah. Alright, nap time was really good. Now I need a garbage bag. It's in the bottom of my poo bucket. Alright.
So after that offer about putting Tyro coating on the outside, I had to make a decision. Do I just keep it white? The owner guy said, let's paint it gray. I don't know about that.
Oh, but guys, it's hard to hold my camera. I got paint all over my hand. So I ended up giving the rear differential. Oh man, you guys can't see anything underneath here. I ended up giving the rear differential another coat of paint back here. It's looking really good, except for I'm wrecking my Weirdos Unite logo. Look at the paint stripping across it. Come on. No.
If I were to do a full color change on my van, that would mean we would have to remove all the doors, do all the door jambs and everything else, which would have meant just about double the money on this project. And I wasn't willing to spend that much money on this van, so I decided to keep it white. And on the plus side, all of our merchandise and everything else is already branded white, so nothing would have to change.
I think I'm done, Dad. My bedding is filthy. From being in the shop all this time, we need to do something. We need to clean this, huh, buddy? Something I definitely want to do on the ambulance build is paint everything underneath in that POR 15. Not like I'm doing it now, though. I wouldn't mind getting that thing up on a hoist or getting it up on jack stands for a while, pulling off everything I can, giving it a real good cleaning, sand down everything, grind down the frame so the frame is in immaculate shape, then do the POR 15 properly. Unlike we're doing here, we're wiping down the frame, cleaning it up with an alcohol cleaner to get any of the oils off of it, then painting it on. I would like to do a full grind on that whole process on that ambulance and have everything look brand new as if it were to come off the factory floor. Maybe I might be dreaming on that point, but I would love to give that ambulance that kind of love and affection, because since I have the chance to build something from the bottom up, bare bones and empty, I want to do that one absolutely right. But that POR 15 stuff has been a dream to work with.
I love sitting here and looking at the state of my van here today, because it wasn't always like this. I encourage you guys to go back and watch the earlier videos on my channel to see how I used to live. This van, when I first started, was bare, empty, plastic cabinets, bungee strapped to the wall, and over the years we have turned it into the amazing place that I call home here today. So doing the Tyro hot sprayed polyurethane coating, man, feels like I'm taking it to the next level.
Another day down. This thing has been a pretty big project, you guys. Thanks for riding along with us. I know I've shortened the amount of work down in probably just a couple of videos, maybe 3 of them, maybe 4 of them. Because if I would have filmed every single day of this process, we would have been 15 days deep in videos right now of just sanding and prepping, and I didn't think that that was gonna be overly exciting. So I've probably crushed them all down into a few, hopefully decently watchable ones. But anyway, guys, Mark, thank you so much for doing my laundry today. I seriously appreciate it. Putting on dirty socks was kind of gross today, and I think tomorrow would have been recycling underwear day. Thank goodness that's not gonna happen. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'll see you guys all on the next one. I am so excited about putting that Tyro coating on my van. That, what are we gonna call it? Like a skin, like a armored protective coating that is gonna withstand anything that the back roads wanna throw at me. Mud, rocks, dirt, trees, whatever. Guys. Oh my gosh.
I felt so good to make that decision to put the Tyro coating on the outside of my van. Man, I can't wait to shove this thing into the bush, and I can't wait to show you guys what it looked like while it was being sprayed. So I don't know if that's going to be tomorrow's video or the next day. I got to take a look at some footage here. But wow, man, what an experience. They all like suited up in these crazy suits with this cool little gun over the shoulder, and they were blasting this hot polyurethane. Guys, just wait. That video's coming up soon. Anyway, guys. All right, I think we're good. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys soon. Peace out.